Hi, my name is John McIntyre. I'm the autoresponder guy, and if you want to become a well-paid freelance copywriter, you have come to the right place. Now, freelance copywriting that is a pretty cool gig because you get all sorts of time and freedom and money, right? That's the thing that people always mention is I want more time and I want more money, okay? Because then you get to do all the things that you want to do, whatever that happens to be. Me? I like to travel. Right now, if you look around, I'm actually in a place called Chiang Mai, Thailand. It's an hour north of Bangkok, and I just love this city. It's a beautiful place. There's an amazing mountain. It's nighttime here right now, so it's a bit different. But this is what I love to do. I mean, the great thing about copywriting, freelance copywriting, is that with the time and the money and the freedom that you have, you can do what you want to do. Now, that might be going to a meditation retreat or doing some yoga or taking your family to an exotic location or paying down your house or whatever, right? The thing is that you get to do more of what you want to do, okay? And that's really what I want to communicate. You don't have to travel like me. You don't have to come to Thailand if you don't want to. You can do what you want to do, right? That's why it's so exciting, and that's why I love it. Okay, so you're on this page. It's the McIntyre Method sales page. So it's for a masterclass, a 4-week program that teaches you how to make it or write a 10 email autoresponder sequence. Now, you might be wondering, why would you want to learn how to write a 10 email autoresponder sequence? So I'll tell you, okay? A bit about my story and how I got started was with a 10 email autoresponder sequence. I think the first thing I ever sold a client, the very first job, the first time I got paid for this was a 10 email autoresponder sequence. I was in the Philippines. That's a long story, maybe for another time. But I got someone to pay me basically $200 to write 10 emails for them. And when they told me they were going to pay $200 for just emails, like I really didn't get it. It didn't make any sense to me, but I did it anyway. And the rest is history, right? So now I'm actually walking around here, and this is one of the malls here. Beautiful spot at night, actually. Lots of bars and coffee shops. So yeah, so the first thing I saw was $200 for 10 emails. And a few months after that, it was the next client was $500 for 10 emails. Okay, and then a little bit after that, it was $1,000 for 10 emails, and I kept selling these things, 10 emails for $1,000. Now, that's what I want to teach you, is how to write a 10 email autoresponder sequence. I'm not saying that you're going to do this and then you're going to be able to write, you're going to be able to make $1,000 for 10 emails immediately. There's a little bit more to it than that. But what I wanted to do is put together a simple step-by-step program that just teaches you the process that I followed, that I still follow to this day, to write a 10 email autoresponder sequence. And then at the end of the course, you're going to know how to do it. And then you can, some noisy blacks around here, and then you're going to be able to sell this to clients or write it for your own business or whatever, okay? So that's the idea with the McIntyre method. So now you might be wondering, how does the McIntyre method work? How is it actually going to teach you how to do this? Well, it's a 4-week program. It's a video training course that you go through. There's templates and there's homework assignments. You go through and you tick boxes, and it just takes you through. Like it's a really easy to follow anyway, and simple step-by-step process. And the reason I'm recording this now is because today I've been working on the system, or the back-end system where you learn how to do all this, putting it together to make it really, really easy for you to digest and go through. Now, what I want to do now is actually take you through the system, show you what it looks like on the back end, so you can see how it works and why it's exciting and how it's actually going to teach you, how I'm going to teach you how to write these 10 email autoresponder sequences. So I'm going to leave here and go back home, go back to the office, and I'll show you what it looks like on the inside so you can see what you're getting yourself into. Alright, so just got home, and here I am in the McIntyre method, or the dashboard, where you're going to access the training product when you log in. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this, I just wanted to show you what it looks like in the back end. So like I said, you know what you're getting yourself into. Now, like I said before, this is going to teach you how to write a 10 email autoresponder sequence, and this is something that you can sell to clients. This is a product, a service, whatever you want to call it. This is something that you can go out, you can find someone who needs it, and you can charge them money for it. Okay, so when you log in, you'll see the members dashboard, and this has all the products in here, but we're not going to worry about those. We're just going to go to this, the McIntyre Method Masterclass. So let's open that up, and here we are. We're on the index. So when you get to that page, you'll see all the videos from the course, okay, and there's a lot of them. Right? There's even like this bonus down the bottom called Copywriting for Conversions, but I will come back to that. Okay, so this is the index page. This has all the videos. This is where you're going to access, go into each lesson. And like I said, it was originally recorded and released over 4 weeks, but because it's all done now, when you sign up, you get instant access to everything. You don't have to wait a week or anything like that. You can go through it all at once if you want. You can do it week by week, over 4 weeks if you prefer, or you could make it do 8 weeks if you really wanted to, if you only had a little bit of time. So I'm going to go into one of these lessons just to show you how this works, because I think it's really cool the way this is set up. So here we are. This is a lesson page. We've got a video up the top with a nice little mugshot there. Very simple with the video. Obviously, you click play and the video plays. I think if you know how to use YouTube, you'll be fine with that. Now, scrolling down here, obviously you're in week 2, lesson 6, and this is on the outline. The reason I wanted to show you this lesson and not see another one, not the first lesson, for example, is because this just has some really cool stuff in it, which I'll explain. So we've obviously got a progress bar here. That's currently at 4%, I think, because I marked another lesson before it's complete. But how that works is as you mark lessons as complete, it's going to show you the progress through the course, which makes you much more likely to finish it. And finishing a course is extremely important. I don't know if you've ever, if you're like me or any of my friends, I know we all buy courses and then we forget to go through them. It's really easy to go on like this course buying spree when and then not finish anything. Maybe you start, but you don't finish. So that's why I've got this progress bar here. The idea is to keep you interested and keep you motivated to finish and get that to 100%. Now we've got some bullet points which will explain what the lesson is about. So it's going to just say, in this lesson you'll discover, pretty straightforward. Back to course home will take you back to the course index page. I'll come back to this mark lesson as complete button in a moment. Now you'll see there's resources for this lesson. Now each lesson has different resources obviously, but all of them come with the MP3 and the PDF transcript. So you can download the MP3 if you want to listen in the car or want to listen, go for a walk, put it on your phone, whatever you like there. Some people prefer to listen to audio than watch a video. Or maybe you want to read it. So instead of watching the video or listening to the MP3, go grab the PDF, print it out if you want. You can go through it that way. Now, some of these lessons come with extra resources, like this case comes with a template for the first email in the sequence and 2 different outlines. So a simple version of the autoresponder outline and then an in-depth outline, which obviously just more in-depth, more details, and I think it gets a little, some better results there. And so obviously you click on any of these and that'll pop open that resource. For example, like you pop open the transcript and that'll bring up the PDF. You can read that, download it, print it. Now down below you can ask a question, post a comment, anything related to this lesson. You can put it down in there, share your thoughts, whatever you like, then hit submit. I'll get an email straight away and then I can jump in and help you out and make sure that you're doing this, you're doing this properly. You're getting as much value as you can out of it. Now, the last thing I need to mention is how the hell do you get to the next lesson? Well, you can click this next lesson button, but what I would suggest you do is come back up and mark this lesson as complete. Use that button there. Now, before I click it, I just want to explain that this button, it's kind of special, right? Because it's going to mark the lesson as complete, but that's what's going to make this progress bar. That's what's going to make that gradually populate over the course. And when you click it, it's going to automatically redirect you to the next lesson. So after you've watched the video, you've downloaded any of the resources, you've posted any questions if you have them, when you're finally ready and finished, you click this button, it'll save it, it'll mark it as complete, the bar will go up, so now we're at 7%, and now it goes to the next lesson. Now we're on week 3, lesson 1, and here we go again. Okay, so this works the same as the other lesson. All the lesson pages are like this. They all have a marked lesson is complete and resources and things like that. So that's how the lesson pages work, and that's how you're going to go through the McIntyre method. I want to come back. I said I was going to mention copywriting for conversions, so we'll go down here. Copywriting for conversions is the bonus program that you're going to get when you sign up for the McIntyre method. Now, copywriting for conversions, it's a five audio sessions, so they're not videos, they're MP3s. Which you can listen to on your computer. You can download them. And I wanted to just dive a little bit deeper into copywriting because I think, if you're trying to write an email autoresponder, what you're really trying to do is become a better copywriter. Ultimately, I think, because you don't want to just be the email person. Ideally, you really want to be able to write anything, whether it's an email or a sales page or a web page or an about page, because if you get better at copywriting, you're going to get better at all these other things too. So I wanted to add this program in just because it's going to help you, of course, write a better 10 email autoresponder sequence, but it's also going to help you with any copywriting you do. So I'm going to go into one of these lessons. They work more or less the same as the other lessons, but you go through here. It's an audio, like I said. So you'll press play there. You can listen in here. Bullets and a progress bar, and this one's completed because I completed it before. You can download the MP3, ask a question, and when you're ready, of course, click that. It will take you to the next lesson. And that is how you'll work through this course too. So as you can see, it's really simple. There's not much to it other than signing up and then going through the course. And I've tried to make this really, really simple, because I've been through a lot of other courses, maybe you have too, and sometimes they just give you a bunch of information and it's really overwhelming. They tell you to do all these things and you're sort of left scratching your head trying to put the pieces together, and in the end, especially if you're new to this, you sort of don't really get anywhere. You get stuck. And when I was making the McIntyre method, the way I really wanted to make it is so anyone could follow it, right? That it was really simple but also advanced, in the sense that it's just step by step. It tells you exactly what you need to do, when you need to do it, and by the end of the course, because the idea here is you're not just learning information, I wanted to make it practical too, which is why there's outlines and there's templates and there's checklists, because the idea is by the end of it, not only do you know how to write one because you've watched videos about it, but you've actually written one. You'll see at the end of, I think it's week 3 here, this is when you write your emails. So your homework, write at least 5 emails, preferably 10, edit them, and then you can review them based on the McIntyre method checklist. And then in the final week, you will create a landing page, set it up with software, add some tracking and analytics. So it's really designed to be a how-to course, but very, very practical in giving you something tangible that you walk away with at the end. So I hope I've made this clear. It's I don't know what else there is to tell you. That's pretty much it. There's other products in here that you can check out if you're interested as well. But this is really the McIntyre method. And like I said at the start, I got started doing this. Like, this is literally the first time I ever got paid for anything to do with copywriting was for 10 emails. I was in the Philippines, and like I said, that's a story for another time maybe. But I found someone who had a website, wasn't doing anything with the email addresses he was collecting, and I said, look, let's set up an email autoresponder sequence. I'll create this 10 email sequence for you. And he's like, great, I'll give you $200. And I swear I almost fainted, because at that stage I had no idea that someone would pay like actual money for emails, right? Like emails that are a couple hundred words even. Like, these were not huge emails or anything like that. But he saw the value in it. And what was interesting is that first gig led to more gigs, and then I think the next client I had, I changed the price to $500 for 10 emails. And then I think it was maybe a couple months later, I'd increased the price to $1,000 for 10 emails. And now I want to stress, I can't promise you that you're going to do this course and you're going to go out straight away and sell 10 email sequences for $1,000. It's not that simple. You got to start somewhere. The reason I tell this story is partly just because I want you to understand that this is, it's a 10 email autoresponder sequence. It is something that people do pay for. And also, I think another lesson from a story like this is that, sometimes the hardest step or the hardest part in this journey is going to be that first client. Once you've got that, as long as you do a good job, that very often leads to your second and your third and your fourth and your fifth client. So if you're new to this, or maybe you've got a few clients, realize that it does get better, it does get easier as your skills improve and as you get better at networking and talking to people and all those sorts of things. So yeah, that's the McIntyre method. I hope this all makes sense. If it doesn't, you can email me, john@themcmethod.com. I will be able to answer any of your questions. And I just think that I've been doing this for 5 years, traveling around. I've lived in Thailand and, like I said, the Philippines. I was in Colombia for 6 months last year. I got to meet Richard Branson on his private island. What was that? I think over a year ago now. But just some really amazing stuff has been happening. And you don't have to do any of this. You don't have to travel. You don't have to do any of the stuff that I've been doing. But the truth is that this life is possible. You can have more time and more money and more freedom if you want. It's going to take some work. You're going to have to learn some things and do some hard work and push through some maybe discomfort and things like that. But it's a pretty cool life on the other side. So I hope you come with me. I hope you stay with me on this journey. And if I could leave you with anything, it's just that at the end of the day, it's about what you want. So you want to be clear on, like, why are you doing this? Why do you want this? Do you want to go fishing every day? Do you want to spend more time with your family? Maybe you don't want to travel like I did. Maybe you've got a few kids and a wife or a husband, and you want to take them to just cool places. Maybe you want to go to Paris for the weekend. You want to go to snowboarding in Colorado. I don't know. Like, there's all sorts of things that we all want to do, and too many people put these things off, and forever, and they never do them. So yeah, I've just been reminded, like, life is really, really short, and it's way too short to do stuff that you don't like and that you don't enjoy. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. I really hope you'll join me inside the McIntyre method, and yeah, good luck. See ya.